Hey guys, today I've got yet another coffee review from Black Oak Coffee Roasters out of Ukiah, California. This came in the same shipment that the delicious Chalautu came in, and this is another good one. It is the Adame Gorbota Lot 005. It is another Ethiopian coffee. So I received a total of 3 Ethiopian coffees from Black Oak, all with slight distinctions from different regions. And this particular coffee is a bronze medal winner at the Golden Bean Awards 2017. It is the Ethiopia Heirloom variety, and it is a washed coffee as well. And the coffee is named after the producers, the Adame Gorbota Cooperative. And according to my notes here, that lies in the world famous Yirgacheffe region. And this comes from one particular lot, which is the 005 lot, to give the exact producers the recognition that they deserve for this coffee. So Black Oak is giving them recognition for what they believe to be a phenomenal coffee. And I thought it was very good as well. We cupped it, and I'll tell you kind of what the consensus notes were. As far as the way the ground coffee smelled, everybody was saying coffee, with a few notes of milk chocolate sprinkled in. What was interesting is the shift that happened once hot water was added. So I was picking up kind of like an Earl Grey tea aroma. We had others say, one person said fruity, another person said tropical nuts, whatever that means. We even had people writing sweet berry and pomegranate. So it was a big shift from ground to brewed aroma. And then as far as the tasting notes go, I was picking up pretty strong acidity, which could have indicated that our grind was a little bit too coarse. That's one thing that Black Oak stresses on the landing page for this coffee, is that, look, if you're under extracting it, go finer. If you're over extracting it, go coarser. I mean, that's pretty much the quickest thing you can do. But let the coffee be, itself. Don't mess around too much, just if it's severe under or over extraction. So back on point here, I said that it had kind of a lemon and tomato taste in the cupping. We had somebody say light chocolate. One person wrote sour AF. We had light, thin, sour, so kind of, I guess that's in terms of the body. Lemon, bright. So the consensus was that it was pretty damn bright, and it was actually the third favorite of the coffees that we sampled. So it went Chalautu, which you can see my review for that. Then it went Othaya. Then it went this one, the Adame Gorbota, and then finally the Alaka. So this was not as popular, but I think it had to do with the really strong acidity that this coffee has. It's not as balanced with those darker notes that, say, the Alaka had, and it has less sweetness overall. It's really like you have to get the conditions just right. So having said that, this was a completely different experience as brewed coffee, and I got a lot of complexity that I really wasn't expecting given the cupping experience. So the first time I brewed it, I didn't make a note of the brew method, which is unusual, but I got kind of a caramel, candied apple smokiness to it, and more lime flavor as it cooled, which is consistent with one of the notes they put on here: floral, lime, and apricot. Second brew was with the Chemex, again bright, again lime, but also some vanilla notes mixed into there. The third brew was with the French press, and that was more or less kind of a nutty flavor. And then I think the highlight was actually is espresso. So it had kind of a tomato soup aftertaste, but it was really smooth, and it still had that lime flavor, but also some cinnamon mixed in there, and it wasn't a super strong sour lime. It was a lot more balanced. V60 was also really good. Floral aroma and floral and peachy flavor even. So pretty consistent with what they put here on the bag, and that was really the only time that I was able to get any florals out of this. But considering that they recommend it for pour over, that kind of makes sense. And you know, this was a winner, as I said, of the Golden Bean Awards, but it was the bronze medal winner for the espresso category. So I'm not surprised that espresso was the best brew that I experienced based on what the results were. So that's cool that I guess me and the Golden Bean judges are somewhat in agreement. Let me just tell you a little bit more about the producers. So the Adame Gorbota Cooperative is in the heart of the famous Yirgacheffe region of Ethiopia, and it has about 500 members, each farming at 1,800 to 2,000 meters above sea level. And the co-op has an exclusive relationship with Black Oak's importer, meaning that they get access to the best lots that this producer comes up with each year. And this coffee is from lot 005, as I mentioned before, and they say, why does it matter? Well, it's one way that they preserve transparency in their supply chain and make sure that this stunning coffee and its producers get the credit they deserve. So give this a try if you are either an espresso or a pour over fan doing a lot of stuff with, say, a V60 or a Chemex. I think if you're more into immersion methods, I would probably pass on this because it doesn't do very well as a French press, in my opinion. I think it's a little bright, and to kind of get out those floral notes, you're gonna have to probably use a pour over method. But that's just what I experienced. You might experience something different. Again, this was our third favorite overall of the 4 coffees that were sent by Black Oak, but that doesn't mean that it should be passed on, but probably only considered if you like a lot of different variety and maybe you couldn't get your hands on the Othaya or the Chilautu. So thanks so much for watching. If you have questions about this coffee or have tried this coffee, leave those below.